Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. It is Monday morning, time for my weekly What Sold video. We've got almost $1,500 on eBay and just over $100 on Mercari. So let's go over 22 items that sold this weekend. All right, guys, so yeah, 22 items, 21 on eBay, 1 on Mercari, gross profit of roughly $1,600. You will get a breakdown at the end. So yeah, sales have picked up. They've been crap for the last week or two, but luckily they're picking back up, which is a good thing because I got bills to pay. So we've got 21 items. I do organize these from the smallest item to the most expensive. And it's going to be including all the fees and the taxes and all the things that eBay gets to keep. So at the end, you'll get a breakdown of what I actually get to profit out of that. So of the $1,600 gross, I probably maybe 900 will be my guess, but you'll get it at the end because I can't predict it. All right, we've got a lot of filters this weekend. And a lot of items that I am just very frustrated about that I have made mistakes in my listings. So because of that, I'm guessing a lot of these are going to be a pain in the butt. One I had to cancel because it sold over on Mercari, and for some reason my Vendu wasn't detecting that sale. So it didn't remove it. It sold again on eBay. I had to cancel it. And then there's another item that somebody messaged saying, oh, it's not this one. It said it had this. Okay, then why did you buy it? If you see there's a mistake in the listing, why did you buy it? And then I'm going through and putting the stuff in my spreadsheet, and I see there's another item that I screwed up the title and put the wrong model number in. So I am just on a roll today. We'll see how much of this ends up coming back, or they get it for free because I screwed up the listing. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm done with people today. Okay, so we've got filter number 1 is going to be this cartridge 5 every drop. I need my spreadsheet. What did I pay for this one? $1 at Thrift Store. And this one sold for 20 bucks. But super easy to ship. It's just going in a poly mailer. Next up, this is one that you've seen for a few weeks now. This was a bins find, and it's a do not snap on storage for a super fancy stroller. This is that cool stroller that it's also like a car seat. I think that's the one that this is, where the car seat becomes your stroller. Like, where was that 10 years ago, or heck, even 5 years ago when Lincoln was little? But these are brand new. I got these at Bins in Phoenix for $5, but I bought like 20 of them. So I still have a bunch, and this one sold for $26, but because it is just foam, like it's not breakable at all, it's just going to go into a poly mailer. And so even if I'm making $15 a piece, that's still $15 profit. So I'll do it all day long. All right, next up goes to this open box. It is some kind of license plate mount holder for a Tesla. I don't remember what I paid. I think it was $5 a day. Might have been $8 a day. And those are at my bins, my Amazon liquidation style bins. And it sold for $28. So I'm hoping I didn't pay more than $5, but that's all right. 28 bucks. I am going to have to put it in another box because of it being like a damaged box. I can't stick a label on this. So it's going to have to go into another box, but that's all right. This one is the one that somebody called out my mistake. And then I messaged them saying, okay, yes, I see that that was a mistake. Do you want to cancel it? Crickets. Just crickets. Why don't you respond? If you complained about the listing, read my message and write back to me. No, people can't do that. That's too much work. All right, so it's an Odyssey microphone, you guys. This was at an estate sale this week for $1. And I know this brand because my husband is an audiophile, so I've seen these. It's something about listening to the sound, and if you need to move your speakers or move your couch or whatever, this helps you do it. So in my title, I said microphone and stand. It didn't have a stand. Sometimes it comes with like this tripod that'll hold it up. No stand, you guys. It's in the pictures. No stand. It is just this. And so he commented, the description says the stand is included. Yes, it does. So I messed up. I messaged him and he can't even respond. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just paying to ship it out to him to then pay to get it right back because he wants to be a jerk. That's all I'm thinking that's for. Like, if you don't want the item, don't buy it. And if you want to actually be a nice person, respond to the message that you sent correcting my listing. Like, what good does it do for you to waste time buying something so that I can pay for shipping and get punished for my mistake? Like, come on, guys. Like, people are... Oh, man, there's people be people in today, and I just do not have the patience for it. So we'll see. I paid $1, but I'm going to pay $4 to ship it out and probably another $4 to get it back. So now we're going to be almost $10 just because he wanted to be a jerk and call out the mistake. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. All right, next up, this was a thrift store find, and it is a Sony wireless speaker. It works. It did not have the charger with it, but luckily I keep chargers. And it charged up fine. I think it's just a USB-C. No, which one is that? How did I charge it? I don't know, but I tested it and it worked. I paid $8.24. So it must have been 10 and then 15% off or 20% off, whatever that math is. And it sold for $30. So no, small potato, I know, but that's all right. I'll just get some bubble wrap and in a small box. It's just a little guy. So, little Sony speaker. This next one is a fun one. Definitely not a lot of profit on this guy, but he is strictly because he's just cute. He was $5 at an estate sale. Yeah, was that the estate? I believe it was. $5 for a cute little Santa here. I've got Big Santa for my own Christmas collection, so I guess I could have kept him, but I've got enough stuff in my garage for all my own stuff. So I sold him. He was $5 and it sold for $36. Free shipping, but he's super light. And it's not like he's breakable, he's plastic. So I've got a big enough box I'm staring at right now. He'll go in with some paper and off he goes. If you saw him in my videos, he was sitting here for a while, and then eventually I listed him, and off he goes. All right, next set of filters. Filters were the name of the game this weekend, and this one is the Every Drop filter number 4. Brand new sealed, and this one was $2 because there's 2 of them. Thrift store, same sale as that number 5. These are the number 4s, and the set sold for $40. Not bad for $2 into 40. So filters are always an awesome, awesome bolo you don't want to miss out on. If you see them, grab them. All right. Next up was a $3 bins find, and it is some kind of fishing piece. We call it a triple trout bassaholic swim bait white. Sold as is for parts. Okay, so she's missing a few things. There's something that usually hangs down here on the tail. There's something that usually goes into the eyeballs. Like, this is, I guess, like $100 piece, but for whatever reason, this one did not do so well in his shipping. But he is new. He's just selling as is for parts. And it's still sold. I took an offer of $40. So I paid $3. Again, it's just for parts. So to somebody, this is still valuable. I took the offer of $40 because I paid $3. All right. Next up, we've got a set of Bose speakers. All right. Bose speakers, of course, are a bolo. I've had this one a while. You can see 6 layers of dust up top. What did I pay for this one? This is the companion. I paid $15. So I probably overpaid, but that's all right. It was $15 for a pair of Bose, and they sold for $40 free shipping. So it's going to, like I said, at the end, you will actually get the profits because of situations like this where I paid $15, it sold for $40 minus shipping. I probably made $10 on it. So it's going to give me totals with the $40, but really I only got to keep 10 of that. So that's why when you're watching videos of other resellers going over their what sold, always keep in mind the cost of goods, because when you've got to minus all the fees and the cost of goods and the shipping and everything, we don't get to keep all of that. So just keep that in mind when people are going over their numbers, that you don't know what's happening behind the scenes. All right, we've got a 2-pack of Google Nest Wi-Fi routers. 2 of these with their power. I paid $5 at my local thrift store, and it was $5 for the box with both of them with their power. I took an offer, sold it for $40 for the pair. Again, I paid $5, so I'll take 5 into 40 all day long. All right, then we've got 2 more filters. This one, it's the same as that number 4 that I just showed you, but this is 2 separate ones of the number 4. But they're still sealed. You can see it's sealed up top. So this set, same exact price, $40 for the 2 of them. I think they go for like 25 to 30 individually, but it's free shipping. So I'd rather combine them, have somebody get 2 of them for a killer deal. So $2 into 40. All win. Totally fine. All right, next up is an estate sale from this weekend. The same one that I just got that sound speaker thing. I got these Ancestry DNA kits, you guys. I know these from my bins. I know these are worth money. There are 2 of them, brand new sealed, and they were $2 a piece at this estate sale. And they both sold for one for $49. The other one I took an offer of $45 out of 2. So $4 into almost $100. Like, that is why we are resellers. That's why we do what we do, because of little tiny profits like this. Tiny as in the size. Like, this gets to go into a poly mailer and off he goes. Like, it could not be any easier to ship that. All right, next up is a doggy shaver. Andy's Pro Clip. These have dropped in value quite a bit. They used to sell for a lot more, probably 2 to 3 years ago. There's probably tied to like COVID days that people were doing all of their own doggy grooming during COVID, so it increased the value. People were paying more for these, and now they've dropped. So luckily I got it for $5 at an estate sale. Was it a estate or a garage sale? One of the 2. They're kind of the same, right? At an estate sale, and it sold for $50. So that's all right. It is tested, it works, and it's, like I said, these before, they were going for almost $100. So they've definitely dropped in value, but that's all right. It was still $50, and I paid $5 for a doggy trimmer. All right, next up is this little guy. All right, these are Milwaukee Torch Sawzall blades. Bins Find on $15 day. So yes, I paid up on it, but they're brand new. It is still sealed. It still has all 25 little saw blades in there. Kind of heavy, but not awful. And it sold for $60 for these little saw blades. That's why I grabbed it. Was it on sale? No. So $60. That's all right. I paid $15, so it's not a huge profit, but super easy to ship for sure. All right, then we've got too much stuff up here. All right, these iron something boots. This has to be a Bins Find. Now that I'm seeing the sticker, Iron Jazz. So I'm going to say $15 for these. This had to have been a $15 bin find. They're just fancy shoes. Like, they're gorgeous. They're brand new. They still have their tags. $15 day. And it sold for $60. Plus shipping. But since I showed this in the picture, the shoebox, I'm not going to ship it in the shoebox. That's just tacky. So he is going to have to go into another box to make sure that people get their original box. Even though, I mean, it's a rough box. But that's how I do it. If I put it in the pictures, you're not going to get that box destroyed in shipping. I'm going to put it in another box to protect it. All right, we've got one item missing up here. All right, but I'll go over it in the picture. So this one sold 4 parts. It was $15 at my local thrift store, and it is a single cup. What happened here? A 1 single cup. Dang it, did I do another mistake? It's the 10 cup. I thought I fixed that listing. All right, I'm going to have to message this person too. just to make sure that they saw the picture of what they're actually getting. I am on a roll, I'm telling you. So this is a 10-cup coffee maker, sold as is, 4 parts, because it doesn't have its little canister, it doesn't have lids, it doesn't have a lot of its parts, but it still sells as is. Paid $15 and it sold for $125. But again, I'm going to have to message them and say, just so you know, you're getting the one in the picture. Let me go ahead and do that. Okay, no, I did message with this guy. Okay, so no, they're the one message saying the description says it's the 1 cup, which is the correct, the 10 or the 1. And I said it's the one that's pictured. He asked if I would accept $125. I said yes. So, okay, he's aware of what he's getting. So it was $125 is what it sold for. So hopefully, again, he's not one that's going to be like, oh, it's not as described. No. You messaged me. You know it's exactly what you're getting. Like I said, I just don't have my patience for people today. I really don't. All right, next up, this is a good one. So this one was Ben's find on $3 day. And they are brand new Swaddle Me sloths. These are the cutest little things. One was open and I retaped him, so I'm not going to untape him now. But he's a light up sloth. Like, he's just so cute. You can kind of see him right here. So if my kids were younger or they needed lights like this, I would have kept it because it's stinking adorable. But they're not. Lincoln uses other lights. I've got so many Govee lights and night lights and star lights, and he doesn't need a sloth light. So I listed them for $40 a piece. Somebody bought all 3 of them for $120. I paid $3 each. So that's $9 for $120. And these are going to be super easy to ship. So I have jumbo poly mailers. These are not breakable. They're still, like, they're in their box. So I'll be able to put it in a poly and just stack them all in there and send him on his way like that. And, I mean, I don't think I need to box it. I'd be happy just getting it into a big poly bag because they're already boxed. Yeah, that's me just thinking out loud. Okay, next up is the other one that I goofed this title. I'm telling you guys, I don't know what my deal is right now. But it is the Beltronics 940. In my pictures is this Beltronics 940. The title says 955. Jennifer, sometimes I just get into my rhythm and I'm listing, and I just skip and miss these tiny little mistakes, but they do mean a lot. That means it's a totally different model. So I messaged them. It sold. This was, what did I pay for this? Beltronics. I paid $10 at a garage sale, and it sold for $130. So it works. I tested it, but it's a different model. So I messaged them, and they've got about an hour to write back to me to make sure that they do still want it. Hoping they write back and don't just waste time. But yeah, I mean, that was me. It was my fault. I'm the one that made the mistake. So yes, that sucks, but I don't want to be punished and have to pay for shipping both ways, all because of one thing. When they can do the courtesy of writing back and saying, oh no, I don't want that, sorry, and let me cancel it, and then I can get you your money back, and everyone's happy. So we'll see. I think, where am I at? Like 3 mistakes in these listings? It is not a good Jennifer day. All right, so $130 if he keeps it. We'll see. All right, then we've got a snorkel vest. This was a fun one. This was Ben's $15 day, and this one sold for $80. And it's just a little vest, inflatable vest. Like, it looks pretty cool, and apparently someone needs it for $80, and it's going to go into a poly bag. Again, these are not breakable, so easy peasy, $80 profit. And last but not least is one I've had for way too long, probably a year and a half. This was a garage sale. It is a Toyota Highlander floor mats. OEM. I had them listed, I want to say at $200. It went on sale. They sent an offer. Yes, let's get rid of them. I think I paid $20 to $50. It's been a long time, and I didn't put it in my spreadsheet. So I'll say right around 20. I don't think I would have paid 50 each. So $20, and it sold for $130. And I'm just sticking a label right on it because this is not going in another box. It is giant, and I'm just going to stick a label on it. It's floor mats, so they know what they're getting. All right, you guys. And then Macari, for my one last sale over there, is a good one. And it is, Lennox silverware. I'm going to say silverware because it's the 1810 design, sterling coated, silver coated. I don't know what you call it, but it's fancy silverware. Google Lens will tell you the name of the design, and it happens to be a bead flatware glossy plume tip. That's what Google called it, so I'm going with it. And this set sold for $112. I paid $12 at an estate sale. So silverware is always a jam of mine, especially when it is Lennox or there's a few brands for sure, but if it has the 1810, definitely grab it. Not Arnica. What is... Oh, I can't think of the name of it right now, but there is another brand of silverware, and really, if you just look up the items, you'll see the different ones that do better than others. All right, so we've got roughly a $1,600 weekend. As long as people behave and don't call me out for my mistakes and just be a kind person and write back to me and say, you made a mistake, I'd like to cancel it. We'll see. The other one that I already canceled was, like I said, it was a combo player, and I had it on Macari and on eBay. And it sold on Macari probably 2 weeks ago. And Vendu, who I use for my cross listing, it's a great platform when it works. I guess I didn't have my eBay linked or something on all the widgets and stuff that you have on your computer. It needs to be linked to them so that it can see when the sale happens and delist on the other platforms. Great system when I am logged in. And for some reason, it had kicked me out and it was not detecting those sales. And therefore, I was getting double sales. Not good. Not good at all. So I messaged the buyer and just gave them the option of a coupon code of 30% off something else in my store because I made the mistake. It's already sold. And of course, they don't write back. Why would they do that? And like, you guys, I know you're on your phone. I know. It's just, people have phones. People get notifications. Like, respond to your messages. So I messaged saying that I have a coupon code, and I went ahead and put in there that they requested the cancellation, because when they say, no, I don't want that coupon code, go ahead and cancel it, that's their request to cancel it. It's kind of that little gray area so that I don't get a ding on my account for canceling something for being out of stock. Yeah. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry, I'm just kind of in a mood today. I don't know, full moon or what it is, but I am just not feeling people today, and it shows. So hopefully you still enjoyed the video. If you did, and you still learned something, because there's still a lot of stuff to be learned in here, even when I have a tood. And it's all, or subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up, tell YouTube you liked it, and I will see you guys on the next video. Take care.